Imagine this, the champagne's barely dry from the Broncos' epic grand final triumph, their first premiership in nearly 2 decades, when out of nowhere, whispers turn to thunder. Reece Walsh and Payne Haas, the heartbeat of Brisbane's revival, are eyeing a multi-million-dollar betrayal to a shadowy rugby union upstart. What if the kings of NRL are about to abandon their throne for a forbidden league that promises tax-free fortunes and a life beyond the scrum? Hold on tight, because this isn't just rumour, it's a seismic shift that could rewrite rugby history in Australia forever. Smash that subscribe button right now and ring the bell for Aussie NRL updates, your front row seat to the unfiltered NRL frenzy that keeps you guessing. The roar of Suncorp Stadium still echoes in the ears of every Broncos faithful as Michael Maguire, the no-nonsense coach who forged this championship machine from the ashes of past heartbreaks, steps into the spotlight on SEN Radio. It's Friday, mere days after that nail-biting grand final victory over the Melbourne Storm, where Walsh's lightning try-saving tackle sealed the deal and Haas powered through like an unstoppable freight train. But now, the air crackles with betrayal. Reports from the Sydney Morning Herald hit like a late-night harker. Haas, the 25-year-old prop beast locked in until 2026 on a cool $1 million+ per season, has his camp pausing talks with R360, this enigmatic rugby union venture launching November 1st. They're not flinching at his agent's demand. Nothing under $3 million a year, tax-free, with perks like owning your own image rights and chilling in tax havens. Surprise twist, the Broncos fired back with a 3-year, $3.5 million extension, but whispers say R360's dangling $10 million over 2 years, complete with kickbacks that could bankroll a post-footy empire. Walsh, the electric fullback whose grand final masterclass earned him whispers of immortality, emerges as their crown jewel target. No contract drama detailed yet, but his marketability screams poach me. Maguire, ever the tactician, doesn't flinch. He paints a picture of loyalty forged in Brisbane's sun-baked fields, where Haas roots deep with family ties that money can't uproot. The coach's voice cuts through the static. He doesn't get the hype, calls it a swirl of noise where 1 minute it's doomsday, the next it's dust. Both stars, he insists, thrive in the Broncos' embrace, loving the club like a second skin. But then, the hook sinks deeper. What if this wait-and-see game masks a secret handshake already inked under the table? As V'landys, the NRL overlord, scoffs at R360's lack of a real business plan, labelling it vaporware without backers, the tension builds. Rugby Australia's Wallabies ban on defectors adds fuel, nations piling on to isolate the rebels. Yet, in the shadows, Gould from the Bulldogs chuckles it off as laughable, but is he hiding envy? The Broncos dynasty, freshly crowned, teeters on this precipice. Fans clutch their scarves, hearts pounding. Will Haas's pause turn to pursuit, dragging Walsh into the void? Or does Maguire's calm mask a masterstroke retention play? Hang on, because the next revelation could topple empires. Deep in the Broncos' war room, where tactics are etched like ancient runes on whiteboard ghosts, the grand final glow fades into a strategy session laced with dread. Picture Haas, the gentle giant off-field who once inked his loyalty in blood during contract sagas, now fielding calls from R360 suits promising a union code reboot, fewer collisions, more global glamour, and salaries that dwarf NRL caps. It's not just cash, it's reinvention, a chance to leap from enforcer to icon in a league starved for speed demons like him. Walsh, the kid from Cherbourg who dodged headlines for head knocks, mirrors this allure. His flair, that audacious step that leaves defenders grasping air, fits Union's open fields like a glove. But here's the gut-punch surprise. Sources leak that Haas's agent didn't just pause. They probed, testing waters with a firm no under $3 million line, and R360 blinked not, eyes gleaming like sharks scenting premium chum. Maguire, channeling his All Blacks pedigree, counters with folklore, stories of players who chase gold and found fool's pyrite, echoing his own journey from Warriors' woes to Broncos' balm. He spins Haas's Brisbane love as an unbreakable bond, family barbecues under jacaranda blooms trumping offshore allure. Walsh, too, he vows, savours the Broncos' chaos, the camaraderie that turned a wooden spoon flirtation into premiership fire. Yet, cliffhanger alert. What if the grand final high is the perfect smokescreen? Reports swirl of informal meets, blurred lines where NRL no-poach rules clash with Union's Wild West. V'landys rallies the troops, clubs briefing stars on breach risks, while Rugby Australia slams the door on national redemption for jumpers. The NRL's machinery hums with countermeasures, enhanced intel, loyalty bonuses whispered in locker rooms. But imagine the shockwave if Haas inks first. Walsh follows like a thunderclap, fracturing the Broncos' spine just as they ascend. Fans replay grand final highlights, each tackle a talisman against the tide. Maguire's radio poise? A velvet glove over iron fist, hinting at back-channel deals to lock lips and contracts. As October's chill bites, November's dawn looms. Will loyalty prevail, or does greed's siren song drown the Broncos' roar? The plot thickens, and trust me, the fallout's just warming up. Now, rewind to the genesis of this storm, where a 360 isn't some pipe dream but a calculated coup, birthed in boardrooms far from Sydney's sweat-soaked sidelines. Launched as NRL's existential foe, it dangles not just dollars but destiny. Tax havens in Dubai, IP ownership letting stars Monet's memes into millions, flexible seasons syncing with Olympics dreams. For Haas, it's poetic irony. The man who bulldozed through storm defenses now courted by a code that prizes finesse over fury. Surprise drop. Insiders reveal a 360's blueprint eyes Aussie talent raids, Haas's flagship, Walsh's sparkplug, with packages layered in equity stakes. Own a slice of the league you build. Maguire, dissecting this on air, likens it to tempests in teacups, voices rising in confusion over yes-no maybes. He humanizes the duo, Payne, the family anchor, Brisbane's son who turned down Sydney Sirens before, Reese, the prodigal whose grand final redemption arc screamed forever Broncos. But here's the narrative gut twist. Leaked emails suggest a 360's not bluffing, financiers lurking in Singapore shadows, ready to fund a 2026 launch that poaches mid-tier NRL blood first, testing waters before whale hunts. The coach's rebuttal resonates like a halftime pep. Opportunities knock, but home's hearth burns brightest. Echoes of past exoduses haunt, Sonny Bill's union deter, a Broncos scar from yesteryear, fueling Maguire's resolve. V'landys, the commission's bulldog, bares teeth. Show me the plan, or it's fairy tale fodder. Gould's tweet? A deflection, but whispers hint Bulldogs brace for ripple raids. Fans, scarred by 2006 salary cap apocalypse, scroll feverishly, petitions brewing to chain stars to Red Hill. Yet, in quiet corners, agents crunch numbers. 3 mil tax-free versus Broncos heartfelt 2-point-something, plus premiership parades. The storytelling arc bends. What starts as post-victory bliss spirals into siege mentality. Maguire emerging as guardian sage. Cliffhanger crescendo. A late-night club statement teases clarity, but delays drop like grenades. Is it retention rocket or exit ramp? As alliances fracture across codes, the Broncos' fairy tale phrase at the edges, heroes tempted by horizons unknown. Brace for the Betrayal broadcast. The grand final confetti settles like fallout dust, but beneath it, fault lines crack wide. Haas, whose ankle twinges in training